Today on DNVR Buffs Live, the wide receiver rotation is getting pared down as we move through the season. Who should be in it? And also the change that Kaidon Salter's teammates say he's making. Let's go!
Squad!
Coming to you live from the Drelon, driven by your front range Toyota stores. It's DNVR Buffs Live. We're in the thick of week 5, man. Wrapped up media today. A lot of wide receiver talk. Big wide receiver day for CU.
Oh, yeah. Wide receiver, you?
Getting there. I think there's one more piece missing that they could potentially add to really make it wide
Ohio
receiver
State
you, though.
Disappearing.
Well, I was going to say Sedarian Morgan.
Yeah,
but
I know what you're saying.
What's up, boys?
Not much, bro. Feeling great. We were up in Boulder today. Another beautiful day out here in
day.
Colorado.
Yep.
Talked to Jay Phil, one of my favorite coaches to hear from on the podium every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Talked to O, my boy JoJo. It was a good day. A lot to get into.
I'm in the mood to give some credit.
Do it.
You guys know, I'm the type of guy who gives credit where it's due.
Facts.
This is true.
And I got to give credit to Brigham Young University
Okay.
because I find it to be absolutely unbelievable that Brigham Young University is able to get so much talent on their football team, because I can't think of a school I would rather go to less. So credit to them, man. I just got to give it up to them. That's impressive to be able to get football players to come there.
They
How you
got
feel
cash
about that,
now.
Dion?
I went for business. I went strictly for business.
He's like, I already had my fun in Boulder.
By the way, it sounds like Dion's going to be making his return to the show tomorrow to help us preview BYU Colorado.
yeah.
Oh, let's go.
Hell yeah.
So that'll be fun.
Tap in with us.
But seriously, tier of its own at the bottom.
Yeah.
BYU.
No, by far.
You got to have your priorities ultra locked in, I feel like, to go to a place like that and play football. Like, you got to have tunnel vision for real. And I respect the people, you know what I'm saying? Dion, the other people like that. I really respect it. I couldn't do it, but I respect it.
Yeah,
It's different out there.
I do respect it. I do.
And it would be one thing if it was like that type of school in like a cool city or something, right? I feel like that'd be way different. But like the fact that it's also in Utah, in Provo,
Provo.
is
I should have saved this take for when Alyssa was producing.
All right. Yeah, let's get to today. A lot of wide receiver talk, obviously. We'll talk about the wide receiver rotation here in a second. But we heard from Omarion just on his injury and that, that battle for him to return to playing well like we know he can. A lot of talk about Kaidon Salter, too. As you mentioned in the intro there, it has been noticed that Kaidon Salter has, in one way or the other, obviously we're not in there, we don't know exactly, but there's some changes that he's made that have just made the whole team feel a lot more comfortable, feel like they have a leader, someone carrying the flag into battle now. So we'll talk about that, too.
I'm excited to talk about that.
me too.
And we had a commitment today in 2 straight days.
Back to back.
We're up to 13, right?
13.
That's a pretty strong class for Colorado at this point of the year.
Yeah, it's
5 on-
already the biggest that they've taken in the prime era.
It's definitely bigger than last year's. That's for damn sure.
And the year before, I think, was even smaller than last year's.
5 on offense already, 8 on defense already. It's crazy to think about. And more on the way. Tell you
Many
that
more on
much.
the way, for sure. All right, let's get into today's pressers. And we'll start with the wide receiver rotation. Again, this is something we talked a lot about. We mentioned the TCU game, right? The playoff rotation, we keep on calling it. And they played a lot of players so far this season, but they're going to finally start trimming it down, at least in that wide receiver room. Here's Coach Jason Phillips talking about that decision and what's going to happen next with this wide receiver core.
Well, I think the thing that we have in that room is, we have depth. We have a lot of guys that are capable, and so I believe in those guys, and, those guys believe in themselves. Everybody wants to play. Unfortunately, it's only one ball, but if those guys can come out and just continue to give us the effort, the thought process was to accommodate all the talent that's in the room and get them on the field. And I don't see the secondaries rotating like that. So, obviously we want to use that to take advantage of running down a secondary, just tiring out corners, safeties, or whatever it may be, and just continue to have that rotation. Now that we get into conference play, probably be limited just a little bit.
He teased it. He didn't really reveal how much it's going to change. What do we expect? How should it change, though?
Your best player should be on the field more times than not. Mm-hmm. And when I'm talking about the best players in that really talented receiver room, we're talking about Omarion Miller. We're talking about Sincere Brown, right? We're talking about JoJo Williams. We're talking about Hakeem Williams. I think I'm forgetting somebody else in that top four, but that's Drelon, exactly
Harge,
right.
Maybe
those are the guys, though. I think it's like a 5, maybe 6 is kind of the deepest you get. 9 different receivers on this team have at least one target, like not just on the field, but like have been targeted. 9 different receivers through 4 weeks, and Coach Phil talked about it right there. Coach J. Phil, like that was a thought process when you have a lot of talented guys in the room, particularly in the transfer portal era. You got to get them on the field when you can. But now at this point in the season, BYU, a top 25 team coming into Folsom Field, you got to make sure that you have the utmost confidence in all the guys that you're sending out there on the field to hopefully make plays and make an impact for you. So that's what I expect. Like Sincere, Omarion Miller, and JoJo Williams is like a trio that gets me really excited, especially with Kaidon Salter's confidence continuing to soar, his rapport with those 3 guys continuing to grow. Like this is an offense that is starting to show signs of what we thought it could be with the passing game, right? With the explosions down the field, the chunk plays, and I'm excited to see them build on that against a really, really good defense on Saturday against BYU.
Who can tell me why the receiver rotation or all rotations would get pared down in week 5?
Conference play?
Can't hit the portal no more.
Oh, yep.
I think that's the way you operate in college football in 2025 is weeks 1 through 4, everyone's getting their opportunity. Show why you should still be playing past this time.
Yep.
And at the same time, you are, checking off boxes of guys getting in their 4 games. After that, you decide, okay, who has earned the right to keep coming out here. It's honestly kind of like the preseason, which sucks that it works that way because I just think that college football should maybe have 1 or 2 preseason games, little scrimmages that you can have to figure this stuff out before then.
Right.
But I think that's how you treat it in this day and age is 4 games, who can prove that they're going to be out there more. And I think the one that hasn't been out there enough yet that should be out there more that I think will quickly be in that group that you just mentioned is Quentin Gibson. He's just too electric to not get the ball more.
Yeah.
And there's always, more to the story, especially when a freshman. Why aren't they getting the ball more? Who knows what it could be, but there's often reasons why, okay, this, he's not advanced on the route tree yet, or he doesn't know the full playbook yet, whatever it could be. But whatever they got to do to get him up to speed so that they can get him the ball in space and not just throwing him bubbles or giving him jets, like get him an opportunity on a drag coming underneath to get the ball in his hands and just go. Yeah. I want to see that. So I think he's someone that I'm putting in my rotation moving forward.
He's a route runner too. And I think Coach J. Phil alluded to it today with Quanell, where he was like, because Quanell hasn't really played as much as some people might have thought, and it makes sense. He's a true freshman in a really talented deep room. But he was talking about Quanell. He was like, the plan is to get him more involved on special teams so he can get used to the speed of the game. So when he's out there at receiver, he's not, befuddled about the speed of the game and whatnot. And I feel like that's currently what they're doing with Quentin. Like he had his most returns in a game on Saturday, made the most of them, over 110 return yards. And I think his experience that he's getting right now on special teams is going to lead to him getting in the rotation in the slot at receiver on offense as well. And that's exciting. 36 receiving touchdowns last year, bro, in one season in Texas is really unheard of. And Coach Prime is already on the record last week, on the coach's show with Mark Johnson, naming Quentin as one of those guys that needs to get more involved because he is truly one of one with the ball in his hands.
Totally. I think we saw signs of this rotation maybe thinning out a little bit last week, though. I mean, Omarion got 9 targets last week, had 6 receptions. He was clearly the focal point of the offense in terms of the passing game. Kaidon looked to him a lot. Obviously, Sincere had the big plays and all that, but
That's how it should be.
Yes, Omarion has
Yes.
emerged as like your go-to like possession type of receiver almost.
Yeah, exactly. And then Sincere
Deep
stretches the field.
Yep. And so, you know, I don't mind the mixing around in the slot a bit. I wouldn't mind seeing Quentin Gibson in there. I mean, I think Harge deserves some more opportunities. Obviously,
Yeah.
Drelon's struggling a little bit, and we'll talk about that here a bit later in the show. But you have so many options, but you got to put your most reliable guys in there, especially to build Kaidon Salter's confidence, which we're about to talk about. You know, the drops thing with Drelon right now, I mean, obviously he's got to work through it, and I think that Caden's, you know, not going to be shying away from him because of these drops and stuff, but you know, you got to find more production out of that slot position, because as we saw last year with Jimmy and LeJontay, and even Travis when he's in the slot, I mean, that can be just a money-making position for this football team, given the talent that they have.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people in the chat bring up guys who haven't been out there yet. I don't think that if they haven't been out there yet, that they're going to be out there now. Like I said, I think you're going the other way now. You're cutting
Right.
down the rotation, not expanding the rotation.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, like, again, Omarion had 9 targets last week. Sincere only had 3. Like, I'd like to see those numbers go up for Sincere.
yes,
So does Coach Prime.
Totally.
And, you know, he talked about that on yesterday, when I asked him about Sincere. You know, he goes, I just want him to have more opportunities to show who he is. You know, he goes, Sincere is a dog. And he goes, we just have to get him more involved in the offense and take more shots with him. And that is exactly right. And I'm glad that the head man is saying this out loud for everybody to hear. 29 yards a catch for Sincere on just 7 catches. He leads this team in receiving yards this season. He's 5th on the team in catches and targets.
wow.
Like, that's what you call doing more with less. They're making the most of your opportunities.
Yeah.
And this is somebody in Sincere Brown who, again, 6'5", running a 4.3, hitting 22 miles an hour in game. Like, this is somebody who minimum 4 to 5 deep shots a game.
Yes.
And it pairs well, and this is kind of what I wanted to get into later, but we can kind of get into it now because we're talking about it. But this really pairs well with Kaidon Salter's skill sets. He threw a deep ball more than just about everybody in college football last year. He threw deep passes at the 3rd highest rate in the FBS last year, and a lot of them were very accurate and explosive plays down the field. And it's not just if it's Caden's skill set, it's not just if it's Sincere's skill set. This offensive line has given Kaidon Salter or whoever's been under center a lot of time to throw the football. The second best time to throw before a pressure has been allowed by Colorado's offensive line. 4.72 seconds on average before a pressure is allowed, which is second in the FBS, only behind Wake Forest.
Barely behind Wake Forest.
Barely
too.
behind Wake Forest. So, like,
The old adage is like you get 3.
Yes.
exactly. So that's what I'm saying. The offensive line is giving time. Kaidon Salter is one of the best deep ball throwers in college football. Sincere Brown is one of the best deep threats in college football. You can throw
One of the
Omarion in
fastest
that.
players in
Yeah,
college football.
exactly. You
Yeah.
can throw Omarion and JoJo in that conversation as well in
Hakeem?
terms of elite. Yeah, same with Hakeem in terms of elite deep threats. Like, and it goes back to what I talked about week 1 or before the season, what the identity seems to be. Run the football with your quarterback and your running backs. Use play action and throw the ball deep. This team is built to do that. And we
Yes.
saw a little bit of it against Delaware. We saw a little bit, certainly, against Wyoming on Saturday. That has to be what this offense leans on because, like, again, the personnel is set up to do just that.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this offense continue to develop around what Kaidon Salter does. I think that if they can run the ball a little bit better, there's no stopping them. You know, I even just watched BYU last week. Like, they run all over ECU. And what that does for their passing game is it's just layups.
That's exactly the word I was
It's
going to
just
use.
layups. Once
exactly
you have
the
the linebackers and the safety,
Yep.
all their first steps are forward. You know, we talked about last year how Colorado almost never faced man coverage. It was just there was no reason to give them man coverage,
Right.
Because you knew what they wanted to do. They wanted to get the ball vertical down the field to Travis Hunter or Jimmy Horn, LeJontay West, or whoever, and so you rarely got it. But even if you're not getting man coverage, you can get one-on-one opportunities by manipulating the safeties.
Yeah.
And
sure.
you saw it actually a couple times last week in the game against Wyoming. Like, there's a little play fake, safety takes a step up, and you have Kaidon throwing it over the top. Sincere, they didn't hit it. But, like, you don't, you're looking for that one-on-one coverage out there.
Right.
You can actually just get it even when they're not in man by being able to get the safeties, even to just take a step forward so he doesn't have time to get back over there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, as Scott said, this is just what the offense is built to do. They're built to kind of tempt you to come up close to the line of scrimmage, and then they're going to go right over the top of you. That's what it should have been from the beginning of week one, frankly.
Exactly.
So, the fact that we're starting to, it's a process, right? A season's always a process.
Yep.
You're always refining, getting better. So the fact that we're well on that way, it's very encouraging. Let's take our first break, and then we'll get to what the team had to say about Kaidon Salter and how he's progressed over the last week plus. Shout out to the homies at Toyota. And I've got a Toyota story for everyone.
No way.
Ooh, yeah.
I drove RK's Toyota.
Stop it.
He did.
I took him home safe and soundly from Boulder to Taco Bell.
Oh, this is after the game on Saturday?
After the game on
Good
Saturday.
job.
To Denver. Ride's like a dream. You weren't joking with that, bro.
Tried to tell you.
Oh, man.
Got the lane
That's
assist
awesome.
and all that cool stuff,
Oh, yeah.
man.
Oh, yeah.
Sheesh. Get yourself one at your nearest Toyota store. They also have 17 models available with all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, including the Epic 4Runner, and 16 different hybrid vehicles to choose from, including the Tundra iForce Max hybrid truck. Visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota, Arapahoe and Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is a proud partner of CU Athletics and the official vehicle of DNVR. Let's go places.
Let's go.
Also, one of the best places to take your Toyota is to Taco Bell, which is an experience that Jake got to have.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Just, sitting in the drive-thru in your Toyota, having a good time. And whether you have a Toyota or not, hit up our friends over at Taco Bell and get the big box of nachos with 2 times the protein. And I honestly think that these grande nachos are just the perfect thing to pick up if you're like just going over to a homie's house to watch football on Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
You guys need something to nosh on while you're watching the games. Why not? A big box of grande nachos with 2 portions of slow roasted chicken or seasoned beef. Of course, you got the refried beans, the warm nacho cheese sauce, shredded blend of mozzarella, pepper jack, and cheddar cheeses, freshly prepared pico de gallo, and reduced fat sour cream to go along with guacamole made from Hass avocados. Nothing beats this power-packed lineup. Hit up our friends at Taco Bell. And as you guys know, Taco Bell is a proud partner of CU Athletics, donating $1,000 to the Golden Buffalo Scholarship Fund for every CU touchdown scored in 2025.
Shout out Toyota, shout out Taco Bell. All right. There's a lot of Kaidon Salter talk today on the podium. This is J. Phil and Joseph Williams speaking about what they've seen from Kaidon going back over the last week plus.
I think it's a support mechanism, right? Guys just rallying around him, coaches rallying around him. I don't necessarily think that he wasn't successful the first couple games. It just was something that we were expecting, and I think for him, it's understanding the expectation of being in this program. Obviously, I think I made a comment today about it. It's kind of like the coach at Alabama following Nick Saban, right? Until he won the national championship, he's trash, right? So, it's one of those things. When you follow Shedeur Sanders, they kind of built a culture around here with not only with offensive line, but receivers, the leadership, all those things. So it's kind of a tough act to follow. So, I think he's starting to embrace those things now, because those are the things that we keep wanting him to do and keep enforcing in him. You got to do these things because this is what these guys are used to. So he's starting to do that, and it's starting to show.
Yes, sir. I felt like Kaidon's approach this week was a lot different. I felt like he was more of a leader this week, and that showed it. It showed up in the game this last Saturday.
What are some of the ways his leadership has started to really show up?
Talking to the team more. Just getting the receivers together so we could throw the ball more, just stuff like that.
How you going?
Can I ask why you think that was?
I don't know. Maybe I have no idea, but it was a great sign from him, and you could tell he's really trying to be the leader of the football team now. I'm getting real comfortable. I'm spending a lot of time with Kaidon, so me and him, we're learning little things about each other. So he knows if he sees a certain thing, like certain leverage or certain depth from a DB, he knows he can put the ball in a certain spot and I'll go get it for him.
Yeah, I definitely felt like we was talking more than ever this week before the game last previous week. Felt feel like Kaidon, you know, he sees it now. You know, he sees the offense, what this could be. So I definitely say I agree too.
All right. Kind of a lot to get into there. What stood out to you guys?
Obviously, the leadership stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know why people just don't. They just don't like this angle. So if people just kind of try to act like it's not real.
Yeah.
But it's come up enough now that I think it is real. And with Coach Prime kind of hinting at it without telling you, I think JoJo then kind of told you. Coach Prime was imploring Kaidon to lead the team, to take this, make this your team, make them follow you, be more vocal. And not everyone is like that. Yeah. You know, like it's not natural for everyone to be like a vocal leader who stands up in front of the team and gives a speech, which, by the way, K-Salt did do before this last game. So I think there was Coach pushing him in that direction, and it wasn't working. Whatever they were trying wasn't working. And I think that shows you why Coach Prime basically said it's my way or the highway.
Yep.
And that part I think you can agree or disagree with, but it sure sounds like it worked. And I think that hopefully we'll look back and say like, man, that unlocked a new level of K-Salt, and it got him to a place where Coach Prime was comfortable with him being the leader of this team, and then it really starting to feel like everyone else is falling in line behind him and saying like, okay, that's our guy, that's our leader. We're ready for him to lead us.
Yep. And I think that quote from JoJo there about Kaidon is the most enlightening quote of the day.
Yep.
Because in that response there from JoJo, he was not asked about Kaidon specifically. He was asked about this offense in general and how it's clicked over the last week. And he went right to Kaidon. He was like, Kaidon's approach was a lot different last week. He became more of a leader, and we saw that in the game. And that's kind of what we alluded to. Like, growth isn't linear. Like, it doesn't just go straight this way. Sometimes there are bumps and roads.
Peaks and valleys, yeah.
Exactly right. And like you said, Coach Prime has had to carefully select his words in the media when talking about the situation. And it makes sense because you don't want to, talk about somebody who is a really talented football player, an experienced guy, and say that they might be not where you want them to be in terms of leadership. And we talked about it, right? When you're following Shedeur Sanders, who is the consummate leader, the consummate teammate, the perfect representation and face of a franchise, of a program, the standards are going to be very, 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 very high. The expectations are going to be sky high. And if you aren't ready for that out the gate, and even if you do think you are ready for it, sometimes when the live bullets are flying and you get in the midst of a season or coming off a loss, you might realize that, oh, this is way different than I thought it was going to be. My responsibilities to this team are a lot different than I thought they would be. And, you said it, I think, last week, like, maybe Coach Prime knew what he was doing. Like, potentially he knew what he was doing, and he potentially pressed the right button. And hearing Kaidon talk, hearing Coach Prime talk about Kaidon this week, and hearing, JoJo, and even Sincere yesterday talk about Kaidon, it sounds like the right button was pressed, and we can all move forward amicably with this situation. It seems like everything's headed in the right direction.
Totally. There's a lot to talk about with this, clearly. And we're not in the building. We don't even know the whole situation. We're just, again, we're telling you guys what we're hearing from people on the team and like around the building. You know what I mean?
Doing our best to read between the lines, which I know some people don't like, but it's what we do.
Exactly.
Yep.
Also, two things that I don't think are talked about enough in terms of this situation. The transition from Liberty to almost any Power 4.
Yes, bro.
To let alone Coach Prime's Colorado Buffaloes.
Yes, bro.
Has to be a hell of a change.
Yeah.
And it totally makes sense why, because someone's asking, why did this take so long? Why didn't it just happen before? Well, second off, Coach Prime missed the whole summer with his health issues too, which we don't talk about enough, and how that affected the team and potentially maybe, put this this process maybe a couple weeks, if not a month or two behind, because Coach Prime was gone for all that time. You know what I mean? So this is a very human situation. This is not just a straight football situation, performance on the field thing. This is
very much so
about how you, as the leader, as a quarterback of this team, how you carry yourself, how, Joseph talked about, throwing more with Kaidon this week and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Coach J. Phil talked about the little things that Shedeur was doing that the guys at the program just became accustomed to. Like, they just want their quarterback to do these things because clearly Shedor's a great quarterback. He did it at a high level, and he led this team at a high level. And if you're not leading the team at a high level, everyone's going to notice that because of the guy who was there before. And it's not to directly compare him to Shedor, because clearly that's unfair, and I don't think we've ever done that.
Right.
But it's just the reality of the situation. It really is.
And I think J. Phil alluded to it too, where he was like, it's not that we thought he played bad. And I feel like Coach Prime and the rest of that staff feel the same way. It's not because he played bad. That's not why he was taken out of the starting spot. It was probably the other things, the off-the-field stuff, the in the locker room, the in the meeting, in the training room stuff that probably influenced that decision more than anything.
And people will hate this, but I honestly think if you got a chance to ask Coach Prime off the record, were you willing to lose against Houston to get Kaidon to be the leader that you needed him to be? He would say yes.
Yeah. And
that, you could, I don't know if that's true. I'm just guessing again, but I think that that's the level of, importance it is for Coach Prime to see that.
Yes.
And talking about like replacing Shedor, I remember a press conference that the Broncos had, and I want to say it was 5 years after Peyton Manning retired. And someone just offhandedly mentioned, well, when Peyton was here, blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, man, like 5 years later, they're still thinking about the way that Peyton Manning was leading this team, was, conducting practices, was doing the offseason program. Like, when a quarterback of that caliber comes through and a leader of that caliber comes through, it just kind of like sets a new standard for the program of what they're going to expect out of that position.
Exactly. And that's what's happening here at Colorado, clearly, right?
most definitely.
I mean, you've got a 5-star freshman who's just waiting his time, biding his time. We all know he's the future. The same's going to be expected of him when he becomes the guy, right? And it's probably not going to be, like you said, a straight line, linear path to that leadership angle that they're going to eventually want Julian to take. Like, I'm sure there'll be road bumps in the road. Like, and Shedor had the benefit of kind of working this out, finding it out. Obviously, Coach Prime's his father, but he had 2 years at Jackson State with a lot of these guys to kind of, really get used to the college game and how this team is covered, talked about, and what's expected out of this team.
And going back to the whole idea of like trading Houston, obviously they just wanted to win the game with Staub.
Yeah.
But there's even more at play here, future years down the road, because guess what? Julian Lewis is 17 years old. Actually, he just turned 18.
Yep.
Happy birthday, Juju.
Happy go day, Brisky.
He is naturally going to watch and emulate what he is seeing from a guy who is what, sixth year in college football, or is it fifth?
I don't think Caden's that old. Yeah.
5th year in college football. Like, Kaidon is a man.
Yes.
Especially compared to Juju. And it's natural for him to see those things and say, like, okay, this is what I want to do. And so for Coach Prime, it's not just about this season with Kaidon, too. It's about, like, putting an example out there for Kaidon and also for Juju and really for anyone else who's in the program. This is what we're going to expect from you. This is what we're going to expect from the quarterback of this program.
It makes me think about that. I think both of you guys are spot on when talking about Juju's juxtaposition in the situation, because he's seeing everything. He's seeing all of this.
Of course, yeah.
And it makes me think about, like, me and my older sister, right? I tell this, like, and my parents are probably laughing if they're watching this. I'm sure they are. But, like, my sister kind of taught me, just watching her grow up, taught me kind of what to do and what not to do.
What you can get away with.
What you can, exactly right. Those are me the next word. What you can get away with. And that's kind of the same situation with Kaidon. Like, he knows he's not expected to start or play this year, but he is watching everything.
Julian, you mean?
Exactly. Thank you, Julian. Yes. He is watching everything, and he is noticing how things are done, what's expected of the quarterback from a leadership perspective, from a preparation standpoint. And you don't want to set a bad example. And not that Kaidon was a bad example, but you want to make sure that that's on point. You want to make sure Juju's first impression of your program and college football really as a whole is what it should be to have success moving forward with this program. So that is just, I think that's an excellent point that you guys bring up. And it, like I said, it made me think about me and my sister growing up.
Quick story about me and my sister. So my sister's 5 years older than me. And
mine's 4 years older than me, yeah.
So when she first got her car, my mom imposed a curfew when you could be out with the car. And I remember my sister fighting it. And every time she fought it, my mom would be like, okay, now it's 11:30.
Yep.
Okay, now it's 11. Now it's 10. And then what my sister would do, she would come home, wait like 30 minutes, and then just leave. And I just remember thinking, well, why is she fighting with my mom about when she has to come home? She's going to leave anyway because my parents would pass the hell out. So then when I got to that age, I was like, okay, yep, I'll be home, Mom.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, all right, I could just leave right after, just like she said.
Exactly.
All right, let's take our next break.
Shout out to the squad, our good friends over at Bet365, man. It's football season, and I just learned today that the NBA and the NHL are rapidly
Right around the
approaching
corner.
their season beginning as well. But like I said, it's football season, and the best place to get in on the action is with our friends over at Bet365, especially because of their early payout offer. You are a winner if your team goes up by 17 points. Period. End of stop. Immediate winnings are in your account. Instant payout on straight bets, parlay selections. They're marked as winners. Download the app. Use the code DNVR365 when you sign up because new customers now get $200 in bonus bets when you bet $5, win or lose. Sign up. Use that code DNVR365. Deposit $10 and place a bet for $5 to get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins or loses. They can be used on the spread, totals, player props, futures, and more. So whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. You must be 21 plus and physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply.
And also shout out to our friends over at Coors Light. Come hang out with us at the tailgates this year. Come hang out at the DNVR bar. We got plenty of Coors Light to go around for everyone. And it's always a good time hanging out with all the diehards here at the bar, hanging out with us, the Broncos crew, at the tailgates. It's football season, man. It's time to chill and just enjoy it with the friends and family we have around us. When the mountains turn blue, it's as cold as the Rockies. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish. Make the most out of the times you choose to chill. Choose Coors Light. Get it delivered straight to your door when you visit CoorsLight.com/DNVR. Make sure you celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado beer.
Don Juan said I'm snitching on myself. I've already told I put my parents all my tricks.
I mean, you're in your 30s.
Okay. Grown ass man.
At one point, they installed a new security system in the house, and I honestly don't think they even realized like one of the side effects is that like I couldn't just leave out the doors because every time you open a door or a window, it beeped.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah. Then I just started going out the dog door.
Yep.
Oh man. Whatever it takes.
All right. A couple more things from media today. Let's go and do. Sorry, Dion. Let's do Omarion. Omarion Miller on the podium. Obviously, he had his injury. When did he get hurt again? Was that BYU or Delaware?
Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech. So, yeah, he got hurt game one, and him and J. Phil both spoke about, how O kind of responded to that, and obviously he had a great game on Saturday. So here they are.
For it.
Get healthy and stay ready. Right? I mean, the biggest thing with Omarion is, right, he's a talented individual. I mean, anytime he's on the field, he's a threat. So we just got to make sure that he does the right things off the field as far as taking care of himself, which he's done a good job of that. He's went outside of what we provide here to get, physical therapy and those types of things so he can stay healthy and stay on the field. But once we know he's out there, we know what he's capable of. So we want him to stay healthy and just continue to stay ready.
Oh, it was definitely difficult, man. I think I said this before, like I was in a bad mental state at first, but I had the right people around me, telling me good things in my ear. And I kind of overcame those things, and, now I feel good about myself. Yeah, for sure. Before the game, we said, like, we needed one of these games, and I feel like this really just pushed the edge to start it off, a good start off. But there's more to come. Like I said, we haven't even seen the whole room yet. We got a lot of talented guys in that room that can make each and every one of those plays we made all day, every day. All I've been saying this week, that get back. That's all I'm worried about this week, so I'm definitely ready.
It's time. Feed that man, bro.
Feed him, man. This is why I like, when he gets hurt, it's why I'm always like, man, I feel for him.
Totally.
You could tell that affected him. Like, you're someone who is working so hard to get out there, and you think all year about, you know, getting back out there for this season, and then you get banged up immediately, and it's just like, is this ever going to stop? You know, and he admits there that it was impacting him mentally. And he didn't look like himself against Houston.
Yeah.
A couple plays in that game where it's like, he looks off.
Yeah.
When he made that catch on the RPO slant up high, and then made a move and broke it out, I was like, he's back.
Yeah.
That was a
That's
nasty
him.
play. That had my boy Jake turned over.
Yeah.
The press
I thought he was going to finish it too. I thought he was going to get the box.
That play was sick.
Yeah, that's when I was like, okay, he's back. That's the I know.
Look, man, he's a very special player. Very, very special player. We've obviously seen the flashes. All that's left for him is to put together just a full campaign, a full season to go, this is what I can do, you know, when I'm in that position to be a wide receiver one or just a starting wide receiver, and kind of just get the lion's share of carries. Like, I'm your go-to guy on third down. I'm your go-to guy when you're in the red zone. If I'm running a slant on an RPO, you almost have to look my way first type of thing. I'm so excited for him, man, and I'm happy that he's feeling a lot better physically and mentally because he could really be a driving force in terms of taking this team to where they wanted to go before the season. Obviously, those goals are still there, but those goals were made in mind with Omarion playing a big role. So it's time to get back to that. You do that starting this weekend against BYU. I mean, at least 9 targets again, maybe even more, and you're probably going to have a good chance of winning this football game.
Yeah, I mean, Coach J. Phil, you saw a smile at the top where he's asked about that. I mean, that's all you can say about it. Just stay healthy. Stay on the field. The rest is going to take care of itself. Like, this is an ultra-talented player. Since his return from the hamstring injury the last 2 weeks, 9 catches, 142 yards, and a touchdown. 142 of those, or 70 of those 142 yards came after the catch. Like, that's the O that we know and have come to really respect and admire over the last few seasons for the Buffs. And it's injuries are tough, man, especially when it seems like they just keep coming in waves, and you get healthy.
Yeah, different ones.
You get healthy, and here's a new one. You get healthy, and there's a different one.
Hip drop tackle breaks your leg. You know,
I mean, that stuff can really weigh on you mentally. And, you know, Coach J. Phil, he said it when he was talking about Kaidon. He was like, it's just a support mechanism. And the same can be said for O. Having coaches and teammates to kind of just support you through what can be tough times, especially mentally. And clearly, you know, O and the rest of those guys have the support in place, like I said, from the support staff, coaches, teammates included. And I think O might go crazy this week. And
Let's go. Need it.
That against BYU, against a top 25 team, is going to wake people up if they still sleep somehow.
they'll be asleep because it's 10 o'clock on the East Coast.
Once again, though, just shout out Omarion because we talked about this earlier in the year. It could have been so easy for him to just hit the portal, you know, do his thing, just worry about his future. And, you know, he had enough here. He obviously showed enough to do whatever he could have done in the portal and gone off elsewhere. But he decided to stick it out. Like, people, like, don't underestimate Omarion Miller's mental toughness and, like, what he's actually made of. You know what I mean? To bounce back from these injuries, to keep, you know, responding and, you know, just sticking with the process, man. Like, shout out to him. That's tough to do at that age.
Yeah. I sometimes I leave these games being like, I wish there was more plays.
Yeah, 100%.
Because, like, I just want to see go make plays, but then I'm like, dang, like JoJo makes a play. I'm like, he's got to get more opportunities. Sincere, got to get more opportunities. Q for 6, got to get more opportunities. Like, there's only so many plays. But hopefully they can run the ball and, you know, get some 12-play drives out there so you get more opportunities for these guys.
Next, we talked about this a lot yesterday, but here's Coach J. Phil on Drelon Miller. Obviously, he's had the drops and the struggles, but here's what Coach J. Phil had to say about that and Drelon's role moving forward.
Just believe in him, right? You know, I mean, everybody struggles from time to time. That's not something that's foreign to any player in the history of this game, right? Everybody's going to struggle. But just staying confident with him and, you know, probably limit some of the things that he's doing from his workload perspective. And just, you know, just keep reminding him of what the success he's capable of having. And so Drelon will be fine. He'll be fine. And we're going to probably do more with him this week. So we'll see.
Okay, so I want to defend Drelon here because there's people in the comments going, Drelon needs to worry about play and not a number. Coach J. Phil praised Drelon for his maturity in this press conference today and how he's just about attacking the process, how he's the same person every single day. And if you've ever seen Drelon speak or just listen to him at all, he's always smiling, always in a great mood. Like, the dude just loves football. He loves his teammates. He loves CU too. And so, yes, he's going through a bit of a battle right now. He's going through drops. Like, it is what it is. Wide receivers deal with this stuff. But he's going to have a big opportunity on his hands this weekend because, as Jay Phil said at the end there, it's going to look different for Drelon this week, and I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in Drelon. He's a menace with the ball in his hands. And they got to find ways to get the ball in his hands. He's got to find ways to keep the ball in his hands.
Yeah.
I have full confidence that he will. People are talking about the number thing. Like, I don't think he's brought that up once since the season started.
We've asked him about it like every time he's
Right.
talked about it.
Yeah. Now, if I were the coach, which I'm not, for good reason, though I was a A-tier candidate.
That is true.
That's tier.
Yes.
I might give Drelon the number just to change things up. Clean slate.
Push a button.
Yes.
See if it works.
Push a button, see if it works. But I don't think that's the way Coach Prime thinks about it.
Yeah.
But anyways, I just know that he's going to make plays. And he's not, people are talking about do this with the slot, do that with the slot. He's not your classic slot receiver.
Yes.
Right? He's a big slot. A Debo, like there's plenty of other guys that have been this way. Like you use him in different ways. You're not going to expect him to be running like quick little zig routes and stuff like that to try and get open, even though I think he probably could do that, but that's just not that's not what he's there for.
Yeah.
You're going to use him to be strong in the middle of the field, trust him to be able to take a big hit, that type of stuff. You're going to use him on just trying to get the ball in his hands in space to be able to break tackles.
Yeah.
You throw those screens to him because it gets you in a one-on-one situation. You either you want to throw it to a guy who's going to run around somebody or dance around somebody or run through them. Like, that's what his role is. So it's a philosophical choice to have him be your slot.
And someone saying Drelon talked about the number and reach the people. Like, bro, Darius is boys with them. Like, those are just friends hanging out. Like, it's on YouTube. Yes, I get it. But like, those are just friends hanging out and talking amongst each other. I'm sure they're going to talk about number 1 in the jersey. It doesn't mean that that's all Drelon thinks about is the jersey number 1.
And it doesn't mean that he's thinking about that rather than working.
Right.
You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like,
All I know is last time Drelon Miller played against a team from Utah at Folsom Field, that boy went crazy.
Yes, he did.
So
100 yards,
that's all I'm gonna say.
didn't he?
Sure did. 100 yards and a touchdown. One of the best plays of the season, his touchdown against Utah.
Totally.
Bully mode.
Last thing from pressers today, just Jay Phil talking about the impact of having 2 Hall of Famers around the program all the time, and Terrell Owens and Randy Moss. Here's what he had to say.
Randy.
I have pen and paper every time they show up, right? This is football, right? It's no secret sauce to this. You want to take the experience of those guys. Both are Hall of Fame football players. All 3 of us have played the receiver position. So whenever they're around, I become a student. I'm sitting around listening to what they're telling the guys. A lot of it is, verifying, right? So it's like a parent. I'm the dad here, so when I tell them how to do things, it's like you guys that have kids. When you tell your kids to do something, they don't listen to you, but they'll listen to a coach or somebody else. So when they come in, it kind of confirmation. I've been telling you that the whole time, right? But when they do it, it has a different sparkle to it, a different light to it, and so it's just confirmation. I like having those guys around.
It's an advantage that no one else has.
One of the many benefits of having Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, as your head coach is that Gold Jackets just roll through Boulder, Colorado, just roll through the facility, whether they're officially on the coaching staff or not. I mean, how cool is it, we talked a little bit about it yesterday, but how cool is it for Sincere Brown, last month to tell us that that's somebody he idolizes since a kid, like somebody who he compares and kind of models his game after, and to have Randy just be walking through the facility and being able to soak up game from arguably the best receiver in NFL history is just such a unique opportunity that I know Sincere and the rest of those guys are taking full advantage of.
Randy Moss is operating like he's about to get an official pass to get into the building, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He looks like a fit.
Yeah.
Say that much.
I'll just say, like, if you're Sedarian Morgan,
Yes.
you want to talk about Moss and people and this, that, like, you could be with the guy who coined that term.
Yep.
That's just a different level entirely.
I mean, he's right talking about the kids thing too. Like,
So right. So right.
when you have one voice, even if it's a coach, as good as a coach as Jay Phil is, you hear that voice just every day. It does start to just run a little dry. You're just gonna naturally listen to a little bit less. Not saying that they're not paying attention or they don't respect Coach J. Phil. It's just how a lot of things go. Whenever you have a superior in any situation, right? So having those guys come in, and not only is it cool and just awesome to be able to pick their brain, talk about their glory days in the NFL and all that stuff, but there's a different impact when someone like that comes in and tries and when they reinforce those coaching points, it drives it forward a little bit more than it would otherwise. So this is a rare opportunity. It's rare type of coaching you get here at the University of Colorado.
No doubt about it.
We got to get Randy Moss on the show, bro.
That'd be amazing.
I need it in my life.
That's it from pressers today. I thought it was a pretty we learned a lot today.
I mean, every time J. Phil up there, I'm impressed, and I learn a lot. Today was no different.
You know what's weird?
What's up?
I feel like receivers love to talk.
Yeah, naturally.
But we've very rarely ever had receivers on this show.
Wow. Have we had any? I mean, we had Travis at Media Day 3 years ago.
Yeah, that doesn't count. We had a couple. We had Omarion at Media Day,
right?
Again,
LeJontay last year at Media Day.
Yeah. I don't think we've ever had a receiver come on the pregame show.
We'll have to talk to Unk then.
See if we can change that.
In other receiver news, I told y'all it was a big day at the position. The Buffs got another commitment, the second in as many days. Christian Ward has now joined the herd. The 535th overall ranked player, the 79th ranked wide receiver in the 2026 class from IMG, or not from IMG. He plays for IMG Academy from Carrollton, Georgia. Former teammates with Julian Lewis before he went to IMG. I mean, you say all that, he just sounds like a Buff, but he made it official. He committed to them today. Picked them over Alabama, over Arizona State, and Michigan, I believe.
Yes, sir.
Again, this is the 535th overall player in the class. This is a very high-ranking 3-star and someone who could definitely go up with a strong season.
Yeah, and honestly, I'll take a 3-star out of IMG over a 4-star from a lot of places.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because those guys just come in at a different level. And I've seen enough evidence now that it's not like, oh, Jordan Seaton's just a unicorn. It's like, no, man, you get someone from that school, they're coming here ready to play right away.
No doubt about it. I mean, this is the top uncommitted receiver, or he was the top uncommitted receiver in the 2026 class before committing to the Buffs today. Again, really could have went just about anywhere. I mean, offers from all the top schools, 6'3".
At least 33 offers.
For sure. 6'3", 200 pounds. That's the frame we're talking about. Caught 10 touchdowns this past season. First receiver, which is kind of interesting. First receiver commit in this 2026 class as well, which is something I think is a good thing, right? They put more of an emphasis on the trenches, on kind of, linebackers and whatnot, defensive backs. So we know this team is going to always be good at receiver, especially with its ability to, get talented and experienced, productive guys out of the portal each and every offseason. But, adding young guys, especially somebody who already has a rapport with Julian Lewis, it's amazing.
I mean, you said first receiver for this recruiting class. I don't know if it'll be the last, though.
I'd be shocked if it was.
I mean, clearly, Sadaria Morgan's the number one target, obviously on campus and all that.
They'll have 2 receivers visiting this weekend.
Flip targets.
2 flip targets. The Tulane commit and a
Pitt kid.
And a Pitt commit, exactly right.
Someone, I don't know if they were being serious, but someone in the comments said Boulder over Tempe is insane. I'm one of Tempe's biggest fans. Boulder is exponentially better.
I've never been. Shout out.
Never been to Tempe?
Never been to Tempe, no. Never been to Tempe. He just, oh boy, Dion, that look just told me everything I needed to know.
Never seen him make that look about Provo.
For real. Sheesh, I gotta slide. If you could just scroll up just a little bit, Dion, in the chat.
You start it, Dion. Pull it up.
Just
shout out.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah. Shout out to Cassandra, battling breast cancer.
Cancer free today, though.
Oh, cancer free.
Shout out, Cassandra.
Oh, let's go.
Man.
I met that completely
Big dub.
wrong.
Ring
Let's
the
go.
bell.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Let's go, Cassandra.
Congratulations.
Hell yeah.
Christian Ward spoke to Tom Loy at 247 Sports about his commitment, though. just in general on the commitment, Colorado feels like the best place for me because of the culture, the energy around the program, and the way the staff believes in me. It feels like the right fit for my growth, both on and off the field. On the coaches who recruited him, the coaches at Colorado who positively impact my decision were Coach Jason Phillips and Coach Shad. That's Coach Rashad Davis, both wide receivers coach. They made me feel valued. Their belief in me is building a relationship that's deeper than just football. And that's something that J. Phil talked about a lot today, really.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, even Kaidon, we didn't put the clip in there, but he was talking about, how satisfying as a coach it is to see, these young men truly grow up and become, good men and not only become better football players, but just become better people at the same time. Talked about the maturity of his group, So if Christian Ward's feeling like that about these coaches, I feel like this is another guy who you can count on to really kind of carry the flag, help lead the team.
And shout out to Coach Shad. I feel like
100%.
he's very much slept on. I read that he was the one who actually originally offered Christian Ward, and he be out there in the field, at these recruit schools, like really putting in the work. And obviously he does a great job coaching up that room alongside J. Phil as well. So I feel like Coach Shad deserves a shout out. He's been doing a hell of a job.
Absolutely. On the moment that he committed, or the moment he informed Colorado he was committed, Christian Ward says, I told the position coaches first, then I spoke to Coach Prime privately when I was ready. Their reaction was full of excitement and love. It was a special moment that showed how much they truly care about me as a person. This is what Christian said about what Colorado's getting in him. Colorado's getting a hardworking, committed player who will give everything on and off the field. They're getting someone humble, dedicated, and ready to represent the program the right way. With character. Bro.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking as well. Dog. All dogs of Colorado.
Fact. Shout out to Christian Ward. All right, y'all got anything else before we get to the chat?
Let's do it.
Chad.
We will have Know Your Enemy coming out later today, so expect that on the YouTube channel. But let's go to the chat. Do we got anything,
You
Dion?
think it is coming out later today?
We'll see. We'll see.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't know if y'all have noticed this, but this is kind of where I thought you were gonna go at the top of the show when you brought up Brigham Young University. But they're fans on Twitter. They
talking spicy.
they're talking pretty spicy, pretty confident about this match.
Are they allowed to have spice?
No. No, they're not.
That's why it's surprising to me. I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't know y'all I didn't know y'all talked this way. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Can't wait for this matchup.
Yeah, I saw a bro talking about how they're preparing ways to torture us or something.
Yeah.
I was like, I know y'all are weird down there. But
Strange.
Oh man.
They do actually have like a prominent fan base online.
Yeah,
at least, so.
they actually really do.
they
That's
have
what
a
I've
lot
learned
of
this week.
fans.
True.
Period.
They travel.
Yeah, they travel.
yeah.
Oh, we saw that firsthand at the Alamo Bowl.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they'll
yeah.
have. I mean, it's one of those things where like a lot of people that just follow the religion then follow the school as like their squad.
Right.
So there's people that are Mormon all over the country.
Yep.
And yeah, they'll try to put some people in those seats on Saturday, and I'm sure they'll get quite a few in because people are going to sell their tickets, which you shouldn't do.
Yeah.
Then they'll just blame it on the 8 o'clock start.
Yep.
Nothing specifically in the chat. Chat's been kind of
Sober trash
Chat,
talk
are y'all
is
behaving?
hilarious. Oh man.
But yeah, we'll scout BYU tomorrow. We'll make picks. Is tomorrow Thursday?
Tomorrow is
Tomorrow
We're making
is
picks
Thursday.
tomorrow too.
Heck yeah.
By the way, great week for us last week.
Am I in first place?
I'll tell you tomorrow.
All right. I like that.
Also, second shout out to Cassandra because Mr. Best Knows said she loves RK.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
Oh, Connor's back.
Connor.
Connor,
That's bro.
a long time listener.
Yeah.
Back
Shout out
in
Connor.
the Pac-12 days.
I can tell by his logo there.
They still playing? Morgan State?
Yeah, they are. I think they
got a big game this week,
They
don't
do,
they?
right?
I
Yeah.
think they play a Big 12 team this week.
Didn't they play what's their Oregon last week?
A couple weeks ago, I think. It might have been last week. They have Houston this week,
That's
actually.
what it was, right?
On Friday night. We have 2 games on Friday, actually. Big 12 games.
Please beat Houston to prove my point.
Alrighty, guys. We're going to head out then.
By the way, as it relates to the drone show,
The first
did you
ever.
see the picture that they attached to the promotion of it?
Is it in the email?
Yeah. I'm going to tweet this right after the show. If that's an actual thing that they do with the drones, I'm going to be hype. Look at this.
Oh, hell yeah.
That'd be sick, dog.
I know.
Damn.
I'm ready for this. I hope people stay in their seats and, get hyped for this drone show because I think I would have done it in between the third and fourth quarters rather than the halftime show.
Because, I'm sorry, but isn't that what Nebraska did too? Like, it wasn't a halftime thing, but it was like in between.
It was like
quarters
a
they did
hype
it?
up for the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Which makes sense to me. But yeah, either way, I'm excited to see it. Like I said, when the news came out, like I appreciate CU for not just resting on Ralphie is the only thing you have to do to create a good game day experience. And they fixed the Ralphie issue,
They really did.
which I was thinking about. Like, I wonder what Rick George was thinking when we asked him that question on the show. He's like, I can't say, because by that point they had already been
Training.
the new Ralphie.
Well, did you see like Romy's stuff? She had Taylor Stratton on, the
Leader of the program. No.
program, and she was saying like they were looking, I think before last season for a new Buffalo. Actually, they couldn't really find one, so they got Ember Ralphie 6 ready to go again. Clearly, we know what happened there. And I think it was just November that she said she had to start cold calling people to find buffaloes, basically. Called this, ranch or whatever
You
out
can't just
here.
go to like PetSmart.
Well, true. But she found someone who was like delighted, obviously, to give her a buffalo for the program and all that. But yeah, she was just talking about the whole process. Like, they literally brought her like off a farm basically and turned her into Ralphie in a year, less than a year.
Less than a year, yeah. 8
Crazy.
months.
Like, they're talking about her getting used to being around people and stuff. Like,
She's special, bro.
yeah.
So what's up with the name? I thought that was going to be like day
Yeah.
of.
I don't know. I keep thinking they're just waiting for a day where they want to boost the social numbers. Because obviously anything Ralphie that gets posted blows up.
For sure.
I don't know. Maybe they couldn't decide on one.
That's crazy. Because, I guess I thought I heard that like it was going to be announced like that day of the game. Like, this is her new name. Ooh. And I obviously haven't heard nothing still then.
Yeah.
So
Yes, Ralphie 7 is from Steamboat area. Elite part of Colorado, by the way. I don't know. When I was a kid, we got a dog, and my mom said that I could name her, and I just couldn't decide for like weeks.
Yeah.
Then my mom was like, "You have to pick. Like, we can't just keep calling it Puppy."
Right. The dog.
I have a dog naming story as well that grinds my gears whenever I think about it. So when we
I
got
can tell you're looking into the camera talking
to
your
my
parents.
parents right now because they already know what's coming actually. So when we got like my childhood dog when I don't even know, I was in elementary or whatever, and they were like, all right, what should we name it? And I feel like I had a great name. I was like, we should name her Isabella, but we should call her like Izzy for short. Like, we should call her Izzy. Like, that's fire.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, we don't like Izzy. But they ended up just naming her Bella instead. So, like, they took my original idea, bro, and then just like, no, we're going to go with this. I'm like, bro, are y'all for real right now?
Bro, I would have protested just
Bro,
called
I was
the
like-
dog Izzy instead.
Yes.
It low-key took me some years to get over that. Like, I was kind of begrudgingly calling her, like, Bella. I was, like, trying to still, like, low-key call her Izzy, like, when it was just me and her. Like, but it didn't catch on.
No, the best
But-
part about having a dog is you have the name and then just the variations of nicknames that end up coming down the lines as you go.
But I was like, wow, y'all just don't like my name, but y'all gonna just take it and just use it however you want.
Yeah.
All right, whatever.
By the way,
Whatever.
Scotty wore Buffs gear yesterday.
Literally
Yes.
yesterday. Yes,
Literally
thank
yesterday. And then someone was also trying to get on you guys for not wearing white
you. We saw that earlier.
to the game. There's just different. It's different when you're in the press box.
Yes, we are not literally. Really, Dad? That's not true. All right. That's insane. But yeah, like we not in the stands participating in the damn whiteout. So why would we have on white? But see that response from my mother right there tells me that I'm 100% right.
Just laughing at you.
Yep, just my name and laughing emojis. Yep.
That's hilarious. All right, chat. We're out of here. Again, Know Your Enemies coming out very soon. Last minute super chat actually from Don Peasy. If Moss is put on staff, every wide receiver recruit is up for grabs, committed or not.
Facts.
Totally, 100%. All right, check out Know Your Enemy. It'll be up soon. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Let's go Buffs.
Go Buffs.
We all silly like the mayor.